Hey everybody, Ray here. So this is my review on the Xperia X, the latest but not necessarily the greatest offer from Sony. Don't get me wrong, it's just because it's not the ultimate top-of-the-line flagship gadget from them. It packs a Snapdragon 650 processor with 3GB of RAM, and is lacking water and dust resistant. There are still loads of things that can be treasured. The fingerprint sensor is one of them. This is quick, it's absolutely the fastest sensor I've seen on any smartphone. The build quality, brilliant. The camera and the display. And of course the latest software. Let's dive into it. The design, all those delicacy, fancy, elegant design from Sony are here. But things have been changed a little bit this time from the extremely fancy mirror-like glass back on the Z5 Premium that I really like, to this terrific, smooth and sleek metal chassis. Unluckily, the matte finish on top makes it a little plasticky to hold, and it does not have any coolness that a metal phone should have. They put a 2.5D glass on the front, by the way. Well, the design, it does look quite similar to the Z3, but the curved edges makes it stand out from the previous Sony's phones. Similar curved edges can also be found on the back of the phone. Those changes are really subtle, but they add up and make the Xperia X a whole lot more comfortable to hold. Much smoother than before. And the color of the panel matches the rest of the body. Also thanks to the unified color, it's more like a fashion accessory. Other stuffs like the power button, volume rocker, the camera shutter key, 3.5mm iPhone jack and the SIM tray are all in the same positions like before. But I like the new SIM tray. The cover now sticks together with the tray itself, so I don't have to pull the tray out separately. And last but certainly not least, the NFC chip is now on the front. I have no idea why they did that. The HTC 10 is also made out of metal, but it has an ordinary NFC chip on the back. Anyway, it's not a big deal, but worth a mention. Now let's move on to the camera. It shares the top tier camera module that the X Performance has. A 23MP camera with an f2.0 aperture. Still not optically stabilized, but this time around it packs a 13MP camera. Well, on the front, the details are really great, even in extreme dark environment. The noise and artifacts are well acceptable. The rear camera though, Sony this time emphasis on the speed once again. It does launches very quickly, the focusing speed is also one of the fastest I've seen. What makes the X different from the others is the predictive focusing system. Just touch on the object and it tracks it automatically. The video quality is amazing. Steady shot is something that I really like. But as you can see here, after I snapped a photo, the loading icon is still there. And when I click to open it, I can zoom in. It takes ages and years to load a full image. A little disappointment here, but maybe the X Performance with the Snapdragon 820 will be better. Before I look at the image quality this time around, they also took away 4K recording. On both the X and the X Performance, interesting. Let's check out the image quality anyway. Under broad daylight, the clarity is top notch. The dynamic range is also the best we can get. However, on a cloudy evening, artifact is, well, noticeable. At night it also tends to clean up most of the digital noise and produce a very soft image. Now it comes to the user interface. It's a little bit more user-friendly, more simple and consistent. The system apps icons are now in circle, which measures those Sony's apps, and they also added a search page on the app drawer. Or we can trigger it with a swipe down gesture. The notification drawer is also brilliant. Now you can reach those quick setting toggles with just one swipe. Entering the editing page will also bring us customization, personalization on those quick setting toggles. The recent tabs page is also refreshed. The clear all button is now right under the last app on the list. It does look a little bit cleaner, but sadly Sony also removed floating windows to make it even cleaner. What's more is screen recording. I did enjoy taking screen recording on the Z5 Premium very much, but now it's gone. That's it for the software. Now time for the actual performance. The Snapdragon 650 actually packs 2 Cortex-A72 cores with 4 A53 cores. With the Adreno 510 GPU, it scores very similar to the Snapdragon 808 on benchmarks. And the reality is really smooth. I'll say it's really hard to tell the difference between the X and other flagship devices. If you just scroll along the timeline, check the WhatsApp, watch some YouTube videos, etc. But running some large apps and games can be really challenging for this guy. Most games can run buttery smooth on it, but also some graphic intensive games like perfect angle frame drops are definitely more than you may want. Unplayable. And of course the speed test, I run the same app list on every phone that is tested, and it also shows my point. Those games took ages to load, while those simple apps like Facebook, YouTube, Google Maps is actually the same as other flagship devices. So to be exact, it's a little bit slower than the Z5 Premium. Also with 3 gigs of RAM management is still a nightmare here. Literally every app's were reloaded. The total time needed to finish the test, Of course, if you really need that power, the X performance is right around the corner, not the X. The display, fantastic. This is the most gorgeous IPS display that I've seen in my entire life. 5 inches with 1080p resolution, standard stuff. But the color really pops, and the white balance is much more natural this time. The bluish tint on the Z5 Premium is completely gone. Brilliant. Black is also very deep here. Light bleeding when the phone is tilted is next to none, much less than expected. And that brightness, using that direct sunlight is not a problem at all. And mind you, if vivid mode doesn't suit your style, X reality or none at all is always there. The white balance is also adjustable. The speakers, this time they deliver much clearer highs than the Z5 Premium, but bass is still not there. Anyway, dual front firing speakers. Finally is the battery life test. With a 2620 mAh battery sealed inside the body. It outperforms the Z5 Premium with a larger, more pixels packed display, but it's still not comparable to Samsung's offers or LG's HTC's. Still, the maximum brightness on this guy is really stunning. Normally we don't push it that high, so theoretically the battery life could be better in daily use. So the Xperia X, a new metal chassis with the same or similar old boxy design. Some minor refinement here and there. It does look premium, but it feels like a little bit plasticky. The camera is fast to focus, fast to snap a photo, but it takes some time to render a full image. With a more simple, unified, and user-friendly interface, mid to high-end performance, day-to-day use is completely fine, but not the greatest gaming machine definitely. The display is gorgeous, simply the best we can get. And improved, but still not the best battery life. That's it for today. Hope you guys find this video useful and enjoy watching this review. Once again, this is Ray. See you next time.